সুপ্রিয় দর্শক সবাইকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি টিভিএন 24 টেলিভিশন আয়োজিত নিয়মিত অনুষ্ঠান টিভিএন অ্যানালিসিস। আমি হাবিব রহমান আছি আপনাদের সাথে। আজকের অনুষ্ঠানটি বিশেষভাবে করা এবং এই অনুষ্ঠানটির যারা দেখবেন তারা সবাই কম বেশি উপকৃত হবেন। ফ্রম SBA লোন রাইট অফ, যেটি আমরা গত সপ্তাহে আলাপ করেছিলাম, সেটির আপডেট থাকবে। অনেকের অনেক প্রশ্ন ছিল, সেটির উত্তর দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করব। দ্য বাইডেনের যে ট্যাক্স ক্রেডিট ফর 10K, এটা কাদের জন্য প্রযোজ্য, কিভাবে, কতখানি এটি। চাইল্ড ট্যাক্স ক্রেডিটের সারপ্রাইজিংলি ভালো আপডেট আছে। উই হ্যাভ সাম গুড আপডেট অন দিস ওয়ান। দিস ইজ এটি আমরা কথা বলবো। উবার লিফট সেটেলমেন্ট হয়েছে, এটি আসলে দুজন কি একসাথে এগ্রি করেছেন নাকি আলাদা আলাদা আসবে, সেটি একটি ব্যাপার থাকবে। একজন ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল উবার ড্রাইভার ও লিফট ড্রাইভার কেমন পয়সা বা এখান থেকে আশা করতে পারেন ফান্ড, সেটি আলোচনায় থাকবে। অ্যান্ড আমরা এক্সাম্পল দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করব এবং আপনারা কীভাবে এটি অ্যাপ্লাই করবেন। হাউ ডু ইউ অ্যাপ্লাই ফর দিস, হাউ টু অ্যাপ্লাই, ওয়ে টু অ্যাপ্লাই, কোথায় অ্যাপ্লাই করবেন, এবং এই অ্যাপ্লিকেশন যখন অ্যাপ্রুভ হবে কতদিন আপনাকে অপেক্ষা করতে হবে, এই সমস্ত বিষয় থাকবে আজকের আলোচনায়। অত্যন্ত গুরুত্বপূর্ণ। এবং এই আলোচনায় আমার সাথে গতবারের মতো আছেন মাইকেল মোতাজিদি, CPA.
Thank you.
As usual, we are loaded with discussion, so I'm not going to crack any jokes.
All right.
Or anything.
Okay.
We're going to crack jokes along the way, but let's start. We since our last program, we had the SBA loan interest write-off. I just want to make sure, loan interest write-off.
Correct. Not forgivable.
Not forgivable. So loan interest write-off, meaning if you had 20,000 interest, গত 2 বছর আপনি পে করেননি, এই ইন্টারেস্টটি আপনি রাইট অফ করতে পারবেন। এটি আলোচনা করেছিলাম গতবার। দিস ইজ হোয়াট আমরা আজকে আলোচনা করব। এটির কিছু পরিষ্কারভাবে তুলে দেবো, কারণ অনেক প্রশ্ন এসেছে আমাদের কাছে, মাইকেলের কাছে। সো মাইক, লেটস clarify some of the questions that you received from this.
Yeah.
I'm going to just give you the line. Some people are saying, I called my CPA and he said there's some mistakes there, it's not possible there. And then some people call, I'm not sure, can you expand on that? So let's focus on that part.
Sure. So one, it's definitely possible since I've been doing it for the last 3 years. Okay. But the most important thing is, and I want to clarify, is this is not a forgiveness. This is just writing off the interest off your business portion of your tax return. So that could be a Schedule C, it could be your partnership, it could be your C corporation. That's what we've been talking about. Okay, it's very, very similar to business credit card interest or even business loan interest. It's exactly the same thing as that.
Okay, so if you have I'm just going to give you an example. A person who drives Uber or Lyft or has a small business, maybe a food vendor, who receives, let's put a number, let's put $100,000. He received SBA. First 2 years it was on hold, no payment. So you acquired $8,000 interest. If it's 3.75, $8,000 give or take.
Correct.
And then on the third year it becomes another $4,000, so it turns into $12,000. We're talking about small numbers, $100,000. You're telling me this $12,000 can be written off?
This can be written off if you're on what I call accrual and accountants call accrual basis. Not, those are for the companies, okay? But if you're an Uber driver or Lyft driver, it's not going to happen. It's based on the payments you made in 2023. Same thing is going to be in 2024, 2025. This is going to go on for 30 years. And for 30 years, it will be able to be written off. But it's just the interest portion.
Just the interest portion.
Not the whole payment.
Yeah, and we are not talking about the SBA loan forgiveness. We are talking about the SBA loan
interest that you have paid.
The interest that you have paid can be forgiven. It can be written off.
Written off.
I'm sorry. Bad choice of word. Wrong choice of word. Okay.
Look, it's just lowering your taxable income.
Right.
Okay, it's just something that we can do.
Okay, so I hope আপনারা যারা দেখছেন, we clarify যে লোন যে ইন্টারেস্টটি আপনি পে করেছেন, that can be written off. So it is possible, yes. Mike has been doing it for the last 3 years, yes. So আপনাদের যদি আরো clarification দরকার পড়ে, hopefully in future we'll do it. But let's move on to new home buyer tax 10,000 tax credit announcement by Biden. I know it's just been announced. It's a proposal, I would say, not in written format. We just heard him. A lot of people have many questions. Some people contacted us saying, hey, this is for only 2024, 2025, or is it for me? I just bought my home 6 months ago. Do I fall into this category? Who is it for exactly?
So look, it's for the first-time home buyer. It's for anybody that is bought a house in 2024, 2025. right? But the people who already bought the house, there is something special, okay, for those type of people. If you sell your home, say you bought a starter home and you move into a bigger home, you can also get this credit. So that's a silver lining in that for people who already bought.
All right, so this is for the people who are buying 2024, 2025. And people who already bought their house in the last 6 months, they have something.
It could have been they bought a starter home. What they're going to call and clarify what a starter home is and who qualifies. But if you buy a larger home based on this proposal, you could also qualify for the $10,000 credit. But let's talk about what the credit really is. Okay. How are we getting to $10,000? For the next 2 years, when this gets enacted, the first year you can get $5,000, the next year you can get another $5,000. So together that gives you 10.
Okay, yeah.
It's not $10,000 in your pocket tomorrow.
Right.
It's over time. And I'm sure it's still going to be based on the same limitations like solar. Right? So if you don't have enough taxable liability, this thing's just going to keep rolling.
Right. So you don't lose it. But
you don't lose it, but we don't know really.
We don't know really.
This is all proposed.
Right.
There's nothing written in stone.
Right.
But look, at the end of the day, your income limit, based on what I've been reading, I'm sure you've been researching the same thing, is that how much is too much to qualify, right? We're looking at it as $200,000 household income. So that's the AGI. Think of when you look at your tax return, that's line 11.
Right. So আপনি যদি a 10,000 credit পেতে চান in 2 years, 5,000 and 5,000, আপনার ইনকাম কোনো মতেই $2 লক্ষ উপরে যেতে পারবে না AGI যেটি বলেন adjusted gross income. So anyway, that's the update for that one. I guess we can move on to the second portion of it, which is more importantly, you have some really important update on child tax credit. So let's break it down.
So this is also has not been signed also.
As of yet.
As of yet,
yes.
Right? So we're through the Senate, through everything, right? So right now what we're looking at in 2023, say you make no money, I make $0. I don't have a job. I wouldn't get the tax credit, right?
According to current
situations. Right. In this situation, they're changing that to you will. Right? So right now in 2023, you can get $1,800 per kid.
Okay. I want this part to be translated because I think this is important. আপনারা যারা শুনছেন আমরা এতদিন ধরে যেটা জানতাম সেটি হচ্ছে যে আপনার যদি ইনকাম না থাকে তাহলে কিন্তু আপনি চাইল্ড ট্যাক্স ক্রেডিট পেতেন না যেটি রুলে ছিল এখন আমরা যেটি মাইক বলছেন আপনার যদি ইনকাম নাও থেকে থাকে তারপরেও আপনি $1,800 পেতে পারেন so just to reiterate
so basically it's called there's something called non-refundable, there's refundable. Non-refundable was unfortunately with the Teslas.
Correct.
You don't qualify, you don't get it, right? In this case you'll still instead of getting the $2,000, right, you're going to get the $1,800 in 2023. Okay, and then the next 2024 taxes, which is obviously 1 year away, that's going to give you $1,900.
Right.
And they're going to expand it to the final, the $2,000, but that's going to be 2025.
So even if you don't have income.
Correct. That's the refundable part. Right. Right now it's $2,000, right?
Right.
But if you don't have it, you can't get it.
Right. If you don't have income, you get nothing.
And then they're also talking about an additional 15% calculation that have not been very specific.
What does that mean?
So basically, what is considered the qualifying income to grab that $2,000. So they're using like 15% of the parents' income to figure that out.
Okay, 15% of the parents' income.
The third.
15% of parents' income is going to be qualifying tax refund?
Correct. So they're trying to figure that out.
That's a good money. That's huge money.
Well, that's to qualify.
That's to qualify.
Right. So say you just for me, I make $10,000. At least I can get $1,500. Right. That's another one they're looking at. So we don't really know where this is going to go.
Right. The good part is, যেটি সবচেয়ে ভালো part, the best part is even if you don't make money, আপনি যদি কোনো পয়সা আর না করে থাকেন, with the current state of the child tax credit, you get nothing. But যেটি Michael বলছেন যে there is an update coming where even if you have no income, আপনি $1,800 পেতে পারেন under child tax credit. Right?
That's what I've been reading with the refundable.
Right. That's what he's reading. That's what I have been. I also saw it, but I just wanted to hear from a CPA, and that makes more sense. So this is a good news. So people who hasn't filed yet, what advice would you give them?
Look, the IRS has made it very clear. As soon as something gets enacted, they're going to be right on top of it. But do not stop filing, okay? Because it's going to be just like the unemployment, 10,200. They're already going to retroactive it, and they're going to make it work. So I don't want anyone to put their life on hold on if this is going to happen or not.
Okay. So what you're saying, and if I translate that in Bangla, it's going to be, don't wait for filing taxes. IRS change যেটা হবে সেটা automatic. It's automatic.
Want healthier relationships, healthier gatherings, healthier workouts? Stay up to date on your vaccines. When you're vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19, you're protecting yourself and others from serious illness. That makes everything you do healthier. So don't wait. Set a date. Get your flu and COVID shots and have healthier meals, healthier hugs, healthier parties, healthier travel. Learn more at nj.gov/health/vaccines.
আপনার যদি পাওয়ার থাকে অর্থটি তারা অটোমেটিকলি আপনি পেয়ে যাবেন কাজেই আপনার ট্যাক্স থামিয়ে রাখার বাট নট ফাইলিং ইট কোনো কারণ নেই ফাইল ইট দ্যাটস এক্স্যাক্টলি
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say do not run and amend it either when this gets done because you're going to make a mess. You're going to delay everything.
Okay.
Just wait for it. If you already filed, you wait for it. You wait for IRS to do what it's got to do, and you get your money.
Yeah, so no need for amendment.
No.
Because IRS will make the adjustment automatically through in their system.
The IRS chief has already announced it.
এবং আপনার যদি অর্থটা পাওয়ার থাকে if they owe you money for tax refund, child tax credit, then আপনার কাছে এটা অটোমেটিকলি চলে যাবে। সো যারা অলরেডি ফাইল করে ফেলছেন, যারা ফাইল করছেন, আপনাকে নতুন করে amend করা দরকার নেই। There is no reason to amend whoever filed. So nothing to do.
There's nothing to lose. Look, if you're entitled to money, obviously get the money you can right now. But also the other thing I saw when I was reading it is, so basically what is going to be the cutoff?
Right.
How much money, you make too much money that you're going to start losing this stuff, right? Right now it's the $200,000 for the single filer and obviously married filing jointly is $400. For every 1,000 over, you lose $50. That credit.
Which is not much.
No, but again, they are, the limits are already right
Set.
there.
Yeah, they're set in stone.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's following the same philosophy that Biden's been using for a long time.
Right. So people, for your examples, it's been a crazy year for tax filing for you.
Of course.
And I'm sure for many of the CPAs, right, accountants. In your experience, what you have been seeing with the people who are coming with the qualifying dependent for child tax credit?
But everyone's like, when we started tax season, everyone heard other things. I even heard other things. I said, oh, wait. Should we wait? Should we wait till the 15th?
Yeah.
I don't want, I want everyone to get what they should get.
Right.
What's a week or two, right? But they never, it just died in Senate. Now it got
it's
revamped.
been 5 weeks, by the way.
Yeah.
Since it passed.
It's been crazy what's going on.
Yeah, it's
just been the whole thing's been crazy. And this year, everyone's like, oh, how much child tax credit, right? But again, everything is different this year. Again, just like the other years, right? The government, unfortunately, wants to pass something, but they're not set up. There's a whole thing going on.
Yeah.
If anything, it makes this whole misinformation going out there.
Okay. And when you say the misinformation, what kind of misinformation that
we thought it was going to happen, right? We all thought we thought up to $3,600.
Yeah.
Now,
to begin with.
Right. Look what we're reading now.
2,000, 1,800.
Right. We're going to get the same thing we got now, which is a little ridiculous.
Right.
Could save people's time, brain damage, everything.
Right. So somebody comes today to you and has 3 kids, husband and wife, filing married, jointly. You don't see that update in your tax filing for child expense credit, right? But you just file it.
Normal,
right?
What it is today,
right? So let's make believe that person who's filing it is getting a tax refund of $5,000, right? And since he has 3 kids, all under 17, when this goes in effect, passes in the Senate and Biden signs the law. How much that person expects to gain from that?
That's going to be based on their income.
So let's make believe.
It's not for everybody.
Okay, so let's make believe 100,000 is their income.
Right?
100K plus.
But again, those people are already going to qualify for the original. The expanded tax credit is for people who don't have any taxable income.
Right.
So another way I look at it, someone comes in today and someone's doing their taxes, I'm sorry, you don't get anything, right?
Right. Today.
Right. But when everything gets enacted and we're ready to go, they will be getting their money.
Right.
They're not going to be getting 6,000, right? They're going to get 1,800 times 3.
So in this case, 3. Yeah, in this case, 3.
Right. But the whole thing is, people who are filing taxes should not rely on the software. Know your stuff, because that happened with the New York State unemployment. The software is never updated. So if you didn't understand the law, you were filing people's taxes wrong, and then 2 years later, everyone's getting these bills.
Right.
So That was a big, big problem.
Well, in this case, what happened, they filed something inaccurately or in...
No, the law already changed at 10,200. What they did was they took the 10,200 out of federal and state.
Okay.
Because their softwares didn't understand.
Backdated, yes.
They didn't understand.
Right.
Or there was a wrong coding, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying to you. Like, I saw that early on.
And then they got a bigger refund, and then the state
Everyone's
comes
happy,
back saying,
right?
hey, listen.
Plus, give me interest.
Yeah, give me the $2,000 back plus $500.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so that happens.
That happened a lot.
Okay,
in that year.
so in this case, the child tax credit, in the bigger scenario we are looking at, the people who filed did not qualify child expansion credit, child tax credit rather, will get money.
They definitely get money
once it is signed into a bill. So this is a good news.
Yeah, this is great news. Look, this is great news for everybody because look, you don't know what your income is going to be in 24 or 25,
Correct.
Right? It's going to help everybody. Look at it that way. You know, the idea behind is to pull the children out of poverty.
Okay. Anything that you want to touch on the SBA write-off, just to clarify once again, because we had so many questions.
We had so many questions.
You had so many questions.
and so you
I actually had some of the CPAs calling me and told me that I heard some of your discussion. It sounded right. You know, Mike is right, but I think some of the people don't understand. What is he talking about? What part people are not understanding?
Forgiveness. You know that little word he used before?
Yeah. So other than that,
that's all it was.
okay.
They thought that they were going to get the interest
he was
taken
talking about
off the
some
loan.
requirements that you have to have this corporation, that corporation, in order for it to write it off. That kind of thing was also.
That's definitely untrue.
Okay.
You can't write the whole thing off if you're on cash. It's only if you're on cash basis, which
Right.
is all the drivers, everybody. That's cash basis, right? You spent the cash. That's it. So all those payments that you made, the interest portion of those payments, are definitely taken off. But if you're a corporation on accrual basis,
Right.
accrual, right? You can write the whole thing off that's been accrued. Earned, not paid.
Okay. I want you to break this down a little bit.
Okay.
And this is where, especially the Bangladeshi community, you know, majority of them runs business cash, not realizing what's hurting them in the long run. So how is it hurting them and what they should be doing? Because 2023 is gone. We're in 2024. You are looking at filing 2025. And if you were to file it right, what would be your advice as a CPA? If somebody was running 100% cash.
Right, but look, accrual basis is just evening out the cash flows. It's not like this, right? That's what it's supposed to. That was the whole idea behind it, right? So look, if you have an SBA loan and it's tremendous, why just move over the accrual basis? You know that's your deduction.
Right.
You know, do it now.
Yeah, and that's why I always say this. Get your book right.
Right, but you also got to meet with the right CPA, the right person to make that change.
That's a given.
It's not just changing your books.
You have to have the right person looking at your,
of course,
taxable income in generally, income and expenses, and have the book right. Don't cook the book. If you do cook the book, then it's a problem.
Of course, you can't go back and forth like this, like let me see which works. But if you see down the road, you can make the right decisions.
If you float the numbers and you cook the book, it's different. That's one thing. That's just, perjury.
Of course.
Just, plainly. And then if you're running the 100% cash thing, you're not doing any justice to yourself.
No, you're really not. Look, cash basis is not going to work out for you, especially with SBA. I mean, especially with business loans, right? It's just not going to work out. But this is why I always meet my clients, especially the larger ones, quarterly, so we can make these adjustments in time.
I'm going to take a phone call.
Go ahead.
All right.
Shoot.
কে আছেন আমাদের সাথে?
আসসালামু আলাইকুম আমি জামাইকা থেকে বলতেছি হাকিম আমার দুইটা প্রশ্ন আছে একটা হলো যে হোম কেয়ারের যে ইনকামগুলা এটা কি ট্যাক্স রিফান্ডেবল আর আরেকটা হলো যে যদি প্যারেন্টস সাথে থাকে কোনো ক্লেম করা যাবে কিনা যেমন স্টেট কিংবা ফেডারেল থেকে শুনছি $5,000 দেওয়া হয় এটা সত্যি কিনা
ওকে সো দুটি প্রশ্ন আমি একটু বুঝে নিই আপনার হোম কেয়ার যে আছে সেটা কি ট্যাক্সেবল কিনা সেটা জানতে চাচ্ছেন আর দ্বিতীয় হচ্ছে আপনার যদি প্যারেন্টস আপনার সাথে থাকে আপনি কি কোনো রিফান্ড পাবেন কিনা তাদের জন্য অ্যাজ এ ডিপেন্ডেন্ট কারেক্ট জি okay
Right.
The question number one is he has home care.
Right.
I'm assuming he didn't say he has home care, but he said is home care income is taxable? That's one question. The second question is his parents are elderly. If you're living with you, you taking care of them qualifying dependent as a, do you get any refund for that from when you file taxes?
I mean, look, you're going to get that little bit of refund, but the most important thing you got to look at is...
You mentioned 5K.
In what?
As dependent. Do you get 5K? He must have heard
500, I think he heard.
Okay, so I want you to clarify this.
Okay, so yeah, with the 500, I think you're talking about the 500, but that's fine. But the most important thing is, if you get in the home care deduction, right, you still want to make sure that whatever your AGI is, it's not going to mess up your mom and dad on that tax file.
Okay.
Don't just put them on for $500 and then all of a sudden, now you're not getting home care, not getting anything. Right?
Okay, really?
So high. Once you make once I have a W-2 job, make $100,000,
right,
and I got like $20,000 of home care.
Right.
You think they're getting Medicaid?
No.
There you go.
Okay. So this is a problem. This is a huge problem.
That's why I always look at the stuff when we're filing.
Yeah.
We look at
আপনার ইনকাম যদি 100,000 এর উপরে হয়ে থাকে, ধরে নিন মেডিকেয়ার নেওয়ার জন্য কিন্তু আপনার ইনকাম কম হতে হবে. What's the qualifying dollar amount?
Well, it's not dollar amount, it's by household. Right?
By household, okay. So a household size of 3, for example.
Right, 3 or 4, right? So I always try to take the 27, 28 number.
27, 28 হবে. আপনার যদি বাসায় 3 জন থাকে, husband, wife and a child, or 4, right? আপনার ইনকাম যদি 27-28 হাজারের উপরে চলে যায়, you're not going to get Medicaid or Medicare, sorry, right? Medicare. So আপনি যদি Medicare qualify না করেন, আপনি home care qualify করবেন না.
It's just not worth the risk for $500.
So $500 পাবেন যদি ডিপেন্ডেন্ট দেখান থাকে, কিন্তু তাকে দেখানোর পরে দেখা গেল আপনার ইনকাম, আপনার নিজস্ব ইনকাম চলে গেছে 100,000 এর উপরে, অথবা 60, 70, 80, 90,000, তখন কিন্তু উনি কিন্তু ডিসকোয়ালিফাইড হয়ে যাবেন মেডিকেয়ারের জন্য। সো এই পার্টটি খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট, প্লিজ কিপ দিস ইন মাইন্ড। এবং আই সাজেস্ট যে আপনি একজন ভালো সিপিএর সাথে আলাপ করুন, মাইকের সাথে আলাপ করতে পারেন। ইফ ইউ ফাইন্ড আদার সিপিএ ক্লোজ বাই ইউ, ইউ ক্যান গো অ্যান্ড টক টু দেম, আপনি তাদের সাথে কথা বলতে পারেন। বাট মেক শিওর ইউ স্পিক টু আ গুড ফাইন্যান্সিয়াল অ্যাডভাইজার অ্যান্ড ট্যাক্স গুরু। You must speak to a qualified, very good CPA, কারণ এই জিনিসগুলো পরে বুমেরাং হয়ে আসতে পারে। সো আমি আশা করি আপনার প্রশ্ন উত্তর দেওয়া হয়েছে। আমাদের নিতে হচ্ছে ছোট্ট একটি বিরতির পর এসে আমরা চলে যাব উবার, লিফট, কারা কত পাচ্ছেন, কবে থেকে, কিভাবে, এবং এর বিশদ ব্যাখ্যা নিয়ে আলোচনা করব। নিচ্ছি ছোট্ট একটি বিরতি।
Want healthier relationships, healthier gatherings, healthier workouts? Stay up to date on your vaccines. When you're vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19, you're protecting yourself and others from serious illness. That makes everything you do healthier. So don't wait. Set a date. Get your flu and COVID shots and have healthier meals, healthier hugs, healthier parties, healthier travel. Learn more at nj.gov/health/vaccines.
বিরতির পর আপনারা স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি টিভিএন অ্যানালিসিস প্রোগ্রামে। আমি হাবিব রহমান আছি আপনাদের সাথে, এবং আমার সাথে আছেন মাইকেল মোতাজদি, যিনি বিভিন্ন বিষয় ব্যাখ্যা করছেন। আমি জানি কিছু কিছু বিষয় আছে ইটস কমপ্লেক্স, এবং কিছু কিছু বিষয় আছে যেটি আপনাকে ইন পার্সন বসে কথা বলতে হবে একজন সিপিএর সাথে, কোয়ালিফাইড অ্যাকাউন্টেন্টের সাথে, ডেফিনেটলি। সো মেক শিওর আপনি এইখান থেকে এই অনুষ্ঠান থেকে যা শুনছেন, প্লিজ মেক শিওর ইউ টেক অ্যান অ্যাপয়েন্টমেন্ট উইথ মাইক অর এনিবাডি, আপনি যাকে মনে করেন গুড, ভালো সিপিএর সাথে বা অ্যাকাউন্টেন্টের সাথে বসে আলাপ করবেন। কারণ এখান থেকে কিন্তু বেশ কিছু সুবিধা আপনি নিতে পারেন। যে কথাগুলি এখানে শুনেছেন, আমরা বেশ কিছু সাবজেক্ট টাচ করেছি। SBA লোন ইন্টারেস্ট রাইট অফ, আমরা হোম বায়ার যে নতুন অ্যানাউন্সমেন্ট এসেছে তার উপরে আমরা অপেক্ষা করছি ডিটেলস পাওয়ার, তারও কিছু ব্যাপার আমরা আলোকপাত করেছি। হোয়াট টু এক্সপেক্ট সেটি আমরা কিছুটা বলেছি। আমরা উবার লিফটে যাব, দিস ইজ দ্য ইম্পর্টেন্ট পার্ট অফ দিস থিংস। এছাড়াও চাইল্ড ট্যাক্স ক্রেডিট এক্সপেনশনের ব্যাপারে একটি ভালো খবর যে দেওয়া হলো, সেটি হলো যাদের ইনকাম নেই, ইউ হ্যাভ নো ইনকাম উইথ দ্য কারেন্ট স্টেট, এখন যে অবস্থায় আছে, ইউ গেট নো মানি, আপনি ইউ গেট নো চাইল্ড ট্যাক্স ক্রেডিট রিফান্ড। বাট এখানে পরিবর্তন আসছে, যেটি যারা আমার ভিউজ অনুষ্ঠান দেখে থাকেন লাস্ট ফ্রাইডেতে, সেখানে বলেছেন যে নেগোসিয়েশন হবে, মডিফিকেশন হবে। সো দ্য গুড নিউজ ইজ যাদের ইনকাম নেই, নো ইনকাম বাট কোয়ালিফাইড ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট আছে, চাইল্ড আছে, তারাও $1,800 করে পেতে যাচ্ছেন। দিস ইজ আ বিগ টেক away from this আজকের ডিসকাশন থেকে। Okay, now let's get back into the Uber Lyft thing.
Okay, and one more thing. I'm just going to jump back into what your conversation was.
Yes.
Listen, right now, I think it was like you need at least minimum $2,500 today to get the child tax credit.
You have to what?
$2,500.
Yeah, okay.
That's what it starts at.
Okay.
Okay, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, not $3,600.
No, $2,500 in income.
Right.
that will actually
Yeah.
start the clock.
Right. So $2,500
Then
income.
you'll get the
then you
right.
start
Anything less than that, zero.
Yeah.
Right
So
now. That's what I want to
when I
clarify.
say no income, if you're not making, আমি দুঃখিত আমি সংশোধন করে দিচ্ছি, আমি বলেছিলাম no income. That's not true. বছরে $2,500 ইনকাম, $2,500 ইনকাম for the entire year. That is, এটি কিন্তু খুব difficult না. To show this one, it's not difficult. I don't want to get into hot water, but Mike is laughing. But it is true. আপনি যদি বছরে $2,500 ইনকাম না করে থাকেন, আপনি বাতাস খেয়ে চলছেন, এটা তো বিশ্বাসযোগ্য কথা নয়. You are living by sucking air. That's not plausible explanation. So nobody's going to take this. Anyway, that makes you qualified. যদি আপনি $2,500 ইনকাম দেখাতে পারেন, আমার মনে হয় যে কেউ দেখাতে পারবেন, then আপনি $1,800 পেতে পারেন. You can make $1,800, right?
It's true, but right now, I mean, look, you're not making any money, right? You know, nothing that you don't have 2,500.
Right.
Listen, there's other ways we can do this, so come see me on that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But on the big topic.
I'm just laughing.
The big topic.
Thank you for correcting me, by the way. I think that was a big one.
All right, listen. The big topic, right? We're talking about the Uber and Lyft, right?
Yes.
Big topic, right? We did a bunch of those.
So I want to just mention this one really quick. MD Mohsin, he said, can you please tell me, hold on, to scroll up, where can I get the link for Uber Lyft settlement? We'll discuss right now. Okay, please.
Right, so going to that question, right, it's done by Russ Consulting. Any other website you go to, do not go to that, right? Because that's a scam. There's a lot of scams going on.
Once again, what's the website?
It's under Rust Consulting.
I mean, next time we're going to have a link up on the screen.
RUST.
Yeah, but make sure what you mentioned is very important. Don't fall into a scam. This is going to be another scam thing, big scam thing.
It's already become one.
It's already problem with that. So be careful about the scam. Anyway, please go on.
Right, so one's Rust Consulting, but look, we've done a bunch of them today in our office. A lot of people got their claim IDs. That's for step one. I need my claim IDs, right?
Yes.
So people are getting notified through email. We've seen some text. I don't know how accurate those are, so be very careful, okay? Also, we also have a hotline now that we can get your claim IDs for you. So if you haven't got anything, give me a ring and we'll get the claim IDs. Yeah. We'll file it.
So since we're the topic of scam, we all know, you and I both know that IRS will never call you. IRS কখনোই আপনাকে কল করবে না. IRS will never call you. But আপনি কিন্তু scam call পাবেন. I am calling you from IRS. You owe us the tax money. Give me this much money, that much money. Otherwise, আপনাকে arrest করা হবে. You'll be arrested for this, right? Don't fall. The same thing will start. এই যে refund, Uber and Lyft, same thing will start. আপনি এটি পাবেন. So be very, very careful. They are not supposed to call you. They will not call you. Anything happens, maybe through emails, and that's about
They're talking about emails. There are some texts, but look, if you get a text message and no email, look, give my office a ring. We can always verify the claim IDs for you. Okay, make sure we're not getting scammed here.
So my question number one, is this settlement a combined one between Uber and Lyft?
No.
It's a separate settlement.
It's separate because you have two claim IDs, right? Because you've either worked more in Uber and Lyft.
Or you could work one or the other.
Or both.
Or both.
Right? Most people work both, right? And that's just what it is. But when it comes to filing this thing, step one, obviously before, get your claim ID. You're going to go into a separate. There's one website for Lyft. There's one website for Uber. Both are run by Rust Consulting. Okay? That's actually the person giving you the money. Now here's the number one question.
Which is?
When am I getting paid?
Yeah. When আমি কখন টাকাটা পাবো? Okay.
Right.
So before you answer that question, once you apply, is there a process for vetting this in terms of saying, hey, your application has been accepted or not accepted?
There is. They give us when we fill it out, they give us I guess a receipt number, you want to call it.
Right.
Right. And that's important because you only have till July to do this. If you're not doing it by July, it's gone.
Oh, this is very important. আপনারা যারা শুনছেন উবার লিফটের যে সেটেলমেন্টের কথা, আপনাকে কিন্তু জুলাই মাসের মধ্যে করতে হবে। যদি আপনি জুলাই মাসের মধ্যে এটি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন না ফাইল করেন, আপনি কিন্তু আর কিছু পাবেন না। So please go on.
So it's by July, right? And how are they going to pay? They're going to do it on a rolling monthly basis. So what does rolling mean? As the people are applying, every month they're getting paid. Every month they're getting paid.
Okay.
So, look, there's only a finite amount of money out there.
Yeah, 328 million.
Correct. So what does it tell you? Just like the grants, guys, everybody should be applying ASAP.
Okay.
Do not wait.
So, আপনারা যারা শুনছেন, Uber, Lyft, application open হয়ে গেছে, it opened, right? It opened March 7th, I guess? Technically, okay. So, but it is open. এখন এই মুহূর্তে এটি ওপেন আছে। এই ফান্ডটি কিন্তু লিমিটেড। যারা অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করছেন, যারা অ্যাপ্রুভ হচ্ছেন, তারা কিন্তু এটি পাবেন। পরবর্তীতে আপনি অ্যাপ্লিকেশন করেন, অ্যাপ্রুভডও হয়ে যান, যদি ফান্ড রানস আউট, there is no more fund, কোনো পয়সা তহবিল নেই, আপনি কিন্তু কোনো অর্থ পাবেন না। সো মেক শিওর আপনারা যারা দেখছেন শুনছেন, do it right now. Please go on.
Correct. And just like you guys remember the city grants, all the other grants, even everything, even PPP, everything, you guys remember when the money was gone, it was gone, and there's no magic to get it back.
No magic. Okay, so to file this, the Rust thing, the link management, Rust management.
Right, you could try to do it. You could try to ask very specific questions, so you need the very good answers.
Yeah.
Okay, and you'll get the printout on each one, and then basically a month later you'll get your money.
Okay.
How much money? It's really how much you drove. I haven't seen the calculations.
Okay, so we don't know exactly. আমরা জানি না আপনি exactly কত পাবেন. But during the last settlement, some people received 10,000, some 5,000, some received 16,000. I spoke with someone. আমি জাস্ট একজনের সাথে কথা বলেছি যিনি গত সেটেলমেন্টে উবারের পেয়েছিলেন $16,000. So what to expect from this, and if you qualified for the previous settlement, do you still get some money from here?
So that's actually a question on the form.
On the form,
Yes.
there's a question. Okay.
So this is not just so simple, clicking some buttons, we're done. You know, these are real questions that need to be answered, and you got to just think about your answers before you just, because you don't want to be disqualified when it's like, oh yeah, I got $1,000.
Yeah.
Like then you'll get everything else. You know.
Explain that to me.
What happens if the cutoff is, okay, anybody who got $10,000.
Right.
And you're not thinking, and you say, oh no, I didn't get anything, and they find out you got something, you could just get disqualified, and then you're done.
Okay, so this part, আপনি ধরে নিন আপনি গতবারের সেটেলমেন্টে $10,000 পেয়েছিলেন, কিন্তু আপনি খেয়াল করেননি এবার যখন ফাইল করছেন অ্যাপ্লিকেশনটি, আপনি টিক চিহ্ন দিয়েছেন যে আমি কিছু পাইনি, I got nothing last time. তো আপনার অ্যাপ্লিকেশন দেখা গেল অ্যাপ্রুভড হয়ে গেছে, তারপরে যখন যাচাই বাছাই করবে তারা, দেখা গেল যে আপনি মিথ্যে কথা বলেছেন, গতবারের সেটেলমেন্টে আপনি কিছু অর্থ পেয়েছিলেন, আপনাকে সাথে সাথে বাতিল করে দেবে অ্যাপ্লিকেশনটি। So please move on. I just explained in Bangla. Same thing.
I got it. So yeah, that's really the most important thing.
So the burning question would be, if I received some money in the last settlement, do I still receive any money from this?
I wish I could answer that.
But we don't know.
We don't know. We don't know, but the point I'm making with this is real simple. Make sure you answer the questions correctly and know what they say and what they mean.
Does it make a difference if you're working full-time, part-time, if you're working, as you mentioned, if you're working for Lyft, there's a separate URL. If you're working for Uber, there's a separate URL. But if you're working for both, you're going to file both, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Now, if you file for both, you're going to get two different confirmation, two different numbers and things like that.
Different payouts.
The whole conversation, it's taking place. It's through email, no phone calls, no messages, no nothing.
We don't know about the messages. The ones we've done this actually today was all through emails. Everyone got them around 4 a.m.
Yeah. So the question is, if they feel that they got an unexpected email, it looks shady, it doesn't look good, what would be the plan of action for that person?
Look, you could always call my office. We can vet it. What does that mean? We have the call-in numbers where you can see what is your real claim ID.
Right.
If it says, oh, it's unavailable, then you know it's a scam.
Right.
Right.
And what are the chances for these guys to call them?
Oh, there's no way. You get a call, it's fake.
Again, this is very important যেটি বলছি, যদি আপনি এই বিষয়ে কোনো কল পেয়ে থাকেন সরাসরি আপনার ফোনে, আপনি সাবমিট করেছেন, আপনাকে কল করে বলা হচ্ছে, ও তুমি ইউ কোয়ালিফাইড ফর $15,000, বড় অঙ্কই বলবে যাতে আপনি ট্র্যাপে পড়েন, প্লিজ ইগনোর ইট। কারণ পরবর্তী কথা হবে যে we can send you check tomorrow, but you have to pay us $500. This is how the scam works.
Yeah, nobody should be calling anybody.
Right.
Okay.
So
that's when you know something's wrong.
Okay. So we're almost towards the end of the program. What would you tell the people who are actually filing taxes today, despite having child credit or not, that's regardless. Number two, people who are going to apply for the Uber and Lyft, what would be your advice for them?
Look, my advice is if you haven't filed taxes yet, go to your CPA and do it all at once. Right? You can have all the conversation you want about it, and you can be doing the right thing at the right time. right? And also, I do want to bring up, we got, 7 days left for partnerships and S-corps.
7 days left for
We got a deadline, March 15th.
You're not telling me. You're looking at me.
Yeah, I am looking.
You are telling me. Okay. So I fall into that category too.
But yeah, I want everyone to be aware of that. You don't want to be at the last minute. If you guys can't get your stuff together, call your CPA. You can call me. I can file extension for you.
Okay. So, and any questions about SBA loan write-off? Again, আমি বলবো যে it needs more detailed discussion. It's not a straightforward thing. It is a straightforward thing, but it is it depends on some individual criterias and somehow আপনি কিভাবে deal করেছেন tax এর আগে, হ্যাঁ. So আমি মনে করব you should you can go to Mike's office. You've been victim of a scam recently. Or identity theft. Do you want to talk about this?
What, that tax?
Yeah.
All right. I only have one office. It's in Jamaica. I have no offices in Jackson Heights, okay?
The reason you are saying this is because somebody opened up an office under your
my name on it. That's correct.
Okay, so I just want so even people like Mike, who's experienced, who's a professional, can fall victim of scam. It's possible. So nobody is immune to it. আমরা কেউই মানে মাপ পেয়ে যাবো স্ক্যামে থেকে. Scam is a big headache at this time. So please keep an eye for scam and keep an eye on the deadlines. So again, before you end, the deadline for Uber and Lyft, if you mention, and they should take immediate action.
That's in July. I believe July 29th, but let's not wait that long.
Yeah, July 29th. By that time, all the funds are depleted and gone.
I'm sure.
Hopefully.
I'm sure. But look, if you haven't filed tax yet, do it now. Do it while you do your taxes. It's the best thing you can do.
Right. So Mike, I have to say goodbye to you.
No problem.
And we have to also say goodbye to our viewers. We have, by the way, before the একটি জিনিস আছে আমরা আলোচনা করতে পারিনি সময়ের স্বল্পতার কারণে, but next time এটি আলোচনা করব, সেটি হচ্ছে all ride share মানে Uber, Lyft, any other ride shares drivers, they will be receiving the sick leave and minimum pay rate. কিন্তু এটির ডিটেইলস ডিসকাশনের প্রয়োজন আছে, এটি আমরা পরবর্তীতে আলোচনা করব। আজকের মতো বিদায় নিচ্ছি। যেখানে থাকবেন ভালো থাকবেন, সুস্থ থাকবেন, নিরাপদে থাকবেন। শুভরাত্রি।
TBN 24 টেলিভিশন দেখতে আজই কল করুন 7187776556। লগ ইন করুন www.totalcablebd.com।
নিউ ইয়র্ক থেকে সম্প্রচারিত TBN 24 টেলিভিশন বিশ্বজুড়ে বাঙালির কণ্ঠস্বর।